Pokemon Mega Evolutions is out this week, and there's been a lot of talk recently from people about the price of this product, specifically the booster boxes we're going to be talking about today. A few people reached out to me and they said, Jace, is it worth picking up Mega Evolutions when it drops this week? And here in the UK, it's been delayed by a couple of weeks, so is it worth picking up when it comes out in a couple of weeks? Here, the price is very expensive, okay? Now, we recently been talking a lot about Destined Rivals, which was the last booster box set to come out, and things of that has just gone absolutely crazy. I think it's reached out like $500 a booster box over in the US. Here in the UK, it's pushing, or pretty much already at £400 for a set that's like 3-4 months old. It is just insane that we're in this situation right now. So everyone's like, look, is Mega Evo going to be worth it? Today we'll be going through the booster box prices for the UK and the US. We're also going to be looking at the two Japanese sets, that's Mega Brave and Mega Symphonia. We'll be looking at the cards that's in there and those set values, because that will have an impact on like thoughts and opinions on Mega Evo. And I also want to go through my thoughts on the set moving forward. Like, do I think this is worth picking up at this insanely high price? Or do I think you should hold and wait and pick up further down the line? It's going to be an interesting one. So let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, I want to say is it's very expensive, okay? I have some pre-ordered myself. I managed to pick up some at retail, which is incredible at this market to get anything at retail, okay? The price is quite high, okay? We're looking at eBay here in the UK and TCG Player in the US, so let's take a look at those first. Okay, so Mega Evo boxes, this is just a regular one. We'll look at the enhanced version as well, but this is just the normal booster box. We're looking at basically $300, right? It says $290 there, but we look at the most recent sales, it is over $300. Now, some people have reached out to me, I would say in the past like week or so, asking different questions about Mega Evo, and I think it was yesterday, someone reached out to me and they said, hey Jace, have I seen Twice Baked Jake's latest video where he talked about Destined Rivals and Mega Evo, and pretty much saying that now's the best time to pick up Mega Evo, even though it's pure insanity to say pick up a booster box at these crazy pre-order prices. I watched the video and I checked it and everything, and if I'm being perfectly honest, if you look at everything right now, if you take Destined Rivals out of the equation, if you look at all the other sets that are in the market right now, booster boxes specifically, Journey Together is probably one of the cheapest ones, right? I think it's like $230 over in the US. Here it's like $200, around that mark. So for me, I'm sitting there going, okay, well, it's like Journey Together is okay. It's not the best set by far. And I think Mega Evo's way better than Journey Together. So for me, it's like, it's going to perform better than Journey in the long run. But it's like, is it worth paying that price now? Now, he thinks it's actually a pretty good price, even though it's like $300 a booster box. Is it worth it? Because he's looking at what's happening with Destined Rivals, and we're seeing Destined Rivals already be $500. Destined Rivals is way better than Mega Evo. To me, there's no comparison there, right? We're looking at I would say like an Evolving Skies level set compared to what is essentially a base set of a mini era, as it were. So for me, I'm like, I don't think we should compare it to Destined Rivals, but maybe we compare it to what else is around in this current market state. And to me, it's like, okay, well, this is going to be slightly more expensive than a Surging Sparks. Probably about the same price as a Twilight Masquerade booster box. And I'm there like, is this better than Twilight Masquerade? If I'm comparing what's in this set to what is around at the moment, this is, in my opinion, a better set than some of the other sets we've seen somewhat recently, okay? Or especially in the Scarlet and Violet era. So for me, it's like, okay, then I've got to take into consideration what Pokemon is doing right now in this market space. They are not reprinting booster boxes. They haven't done so for Scarlet and Violet for a very long time. And when I mean a reprint, I'm talking like waves of reprints for these sets to keep things going. And they just haven't done that. It kind of feels like, I've said this time and time again, where they're shifting, they're printing into different things, whether it be tins, collection boxes, whatever it may be. But they're pivoting and they're not focusing on getting the most amount of packs in the hands of people, which would be a booster box. They're just not even bothering, okay? So you have that side of things with Pokemon and printing. You then also have the lack of supply going to certain stores. So again, we saw it with Destined Rivals, where a store would normally get cases and cases and pallets of booster boxes, and now they're getting like one case. So they're getting 6 boxes. And then they're going, well, I don't need to sell these really cheap to try and get as much money back ready for the next release, it's like, well, I'm getting barely any. I haven't really paid much for these. I'm just going to keep hold of it and bottleneck the market and the supply and rise the value up even more. And that's what we saw with Destined Rivals. Now, Mega Evo, we don't know how much they printed this. They are doing it in 2 waves. So we're going to be getting, I think it was like 60% of the supply to begin with, and then another 40% afterwards or something like that. But it's like, okay, that's cool, but we need loads of this, right? Where do I see things like in the future? I think this will be a very good set. I think it would perform very well. Would I pay $300 right now for this? It depends what you're doing. If you're going for investing, so if you're looking at buying it, keeping it sealed, going for that long term, then I would say I think at $300 it's quite expensive, but compared to what else is happening in the market and other sets and stuff, in all honesty, it might be okay. But I think if you're looking at opening up this product, it's going to sting. It's going to hurt a lot. And I think if you're looking to maybe open up this product, probably a booster box might not be the best way to go. We've seen it with Destined Rivals, where opening up a Destined Rivals booster box is definitely not the best way of doing it. Those tins and collection boxes and stuff like that was a better way of opening up packs. I know you kind of have to open up other sets as well, but it works out cheaper in the long run if you just buy those products rather than a booster box. We've gone past that time now where you buy a booster box for like $100 and it was like $277 a pack. You can crack it and have fun. That's just not the market we're in right now, and I don't see things getting better. I actually think it's gonna keep getting worse and worse and worse before it gets better. I don't know how it's gonna get better, and I think it's gonna take a long time, but we'll have to wait and see. So right now, we're seeing a high amount of volume of booster boxes already being sold at this insane price point, okay? So that's just for the normal one. Then when we look at the enhanced one, which comes with an amazing Bulbasaur promo, and as we know with the Scarlet and Violet promos, the moment you put a stamp on something, the value goes up through the roof. So keep that in mind. Bulbasaur, in my opinion, is going to be bigger than the Ends Reshiram from Journey Together. So we're looking at around about $320. So you're not really looking at much difference, like $20 difference for this Bulbasaur promo. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the Bulbasaur promo is probably going to be worth more than $20, even raw, especially long term. If you can get the enhanced one, I would rather spend the extra $20 and just get the enhanced version if you can. And a lot of it's being sold. Look at this volume of booster boxes that are shifting on a daily basis is quite high for a set that's $300 a booster box. It's going to be interesting. They've kind of like this, we're staggering it. It means we're going to get less than we would potentially normally would get at this point. But yeah, it's very, very expensive. Over here in the UK, what do we got? So we've got recently sold here for £250 for the enhanced version. Okay, so we're looking at probably that price point, $250. Pretty pricey. I mean, you're probably looking at like what? Surging Sparks-ish levels. Will I pay £250? I mean, for sealed purposes, I probably would. But for, for opening up, no. I mean, the booster box I'm getting, bearing in mind I bought mine at retail, I'm not opening them. I'm not even thinking about it, okay? Anything else I get, booster bundles, triple pack blisters, tins, whatever it may be, sure, I will open up the set that way. But as far as a booster box is concerned, I'm not even going to go there. That's staying sealed. Same goes for ETBs. The ETBs are staying sealed as well. I'm not even, like, it's just not even worth it at the moment. Like, don't get me wrong, if they, do a mass reprint down the line and things get cheaper, then I don't mind. But right now, I'm just like, I just don't want to. It would literally be burning money at that point. So for me, it's like, okay, so you look at $250 across the board. Also, I want to, like, we've got Phantasmal Flames on here as well. Look, there's a few Phantasmal Flames. You want to have a good idea. A little bit cheaper for Phantasmal Flames than Mega Evo. Look about 10 to 15% cheaper, but about $250, $240, $250 seems to be the going rate for Mega Evo. I mean, would I buy it $250? Not to open. No, I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't buy it to open. But to keep sealed, $250, sure. I mean, I recently picked up a Destined Rivals booster box for like $320, I think it was, or $330. Yeah, I know, wild. But yeah, it's pretty expensive. And the next thing I want to talk about is popularity. Is this set popular? Is Mega Evo going to be, apart from hyped, is it going to stand the test of time? We've got to look at the Japanese sets to really get a feel of it. A lot of people open up Mega Brave, Mega Symphonia, okay? So this is Mega Symphonia. We'll look at Mega Brave as well. A lot of people open up this set. The Japanese booster boxes are holding relatively well. There's a lot of hype. There's a lot of buzz around this. So I think this would the English version will do very well. So we're looking at $900 for the overall value. Pretty much nearly half the value of the set is in this gold Gardevoir. Now, these gold cards are going to be highly sought after. They're going to be very difficult to pull. I dread to think what the English pre-order prices of this is going to be. But if for the Japanese is 400, English could be what, 600, 700, 800 easy, which is just insane. Even having $400 for a card, if it was in English, is insane, let alone in Japanese. Then you've got the Gardevoir as well. You've got the Kangaskhan, you've got the Latias. There's a lot of really nice stuff in Mega Symphonia. With that value of $900 is pretty good. Then you combine it with Mega Brave. Both of them will make Mega Evo. You then have the Lucario. You've got the Lily. Okay, Lily. The full art trainers don't usually tend to do the best when it goes to English. But then you have the Bulbasaur and the Ivysaur and Venusaur lineup, which again will do very, very well. So to me, it's like, look, you got that value. To compare the two sets together, that's 2K or over 2K in value for the Japanese variant, let alone the English variant, okay? We take Destined Rivals, right? $500 a booster box. Overall value of the set, 2.2K. We just looked at the Japanese for Mega Evo. It's like near enough the same in value for the two Japanese sets. I know, mind-blowing. So it's like, to me, it's like, this is crazy. And to give it the perspective, right? So you've got 2.2K for Destined Rivals, right? Which is very, very high for an English set. Let's look at the Japanese variants for Destined Rivals. So we've got Gloria Team Rocket, which is overall value of 860, which is, to be fair, pretty high. Then we have Heat Wave Arena, combined value, let's round it up, let's say 600. So 600 for that one. And then Gloria Team Rocket, I don't know, let's round it up and let's say it's 900, okay? So you know 1.5K for both of those sets. That's me rounding it up, all right? We just looked at Mega Brave, Mega Symphonia, and it's over 2K. Destined Rivals, from about 1,500 in Japanese to 2.2K English. What do you think will happen with Mega Evo? If we're looking at 2.1K Japanese, could be looking at a set that's over Destined Rivals in value? Potentially. I mean, you look at Black Bolt, White Flare, these sets are holding an insane amount of value. I mean, look, you got nearly 3K in Black Bolt. Of course, all the illustration rares are helping with that a lot. And you've got White Flare as well, and that's got a really high value of 2.5K there. They are over retail, but not insanely high over retail. There seems to be a good amount of supply of Black Ball, White Flare, and not as much of a popularity as there was for Destined Rivals. So for me, in all honesty, I think Mega Evo is going to do very well. So keep that in mind. So again, is it worth spending $300 for a booster box? If you're keeping it sealed, I think it's fine. You're going to hold it for a long time. That shouldn't make too much of a difference. Yeah, fair enough. Like, we're looking at a booster box where it's 2 times MSRP, okay? But the return in the future will be, it would all scale together, okay? So someone said to me the other day, we used to buy booster boxes for 100 and they would go up to 300 in 3 years' time. Now we're buying booster boxes at 300 and they go up to 900 in 3 years' time. So it's like, it kind of scales, to be honest. So, yeah, Evo, very expensive, but I think I would personally, in this current market state, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh, my days, I've just spent $300 on a booster box, keep sealed, for your sealed collection or whatever it may be. But to open it, I mean, it just seems silly. It really does. And for me, I'm like, I know it's like, if you want to have fun, you want to open the set, it should be cheaper to buy a booster box, but that's not the way anymore. So I would look at going for tins, collection boxes, triple pack blisters, booster bundles, stuff like that to open up. There you have it, guys. Those are my thoughts and opinions on Mega Evo. I kind of do agree with Twice Baked Jake on that one, that it sounds stupid, it sounds ridiculous, and I know it is ridiculous. We're spending $300 or £250 on a booster box. It just seems so silly. But that's just the way it is. If I find stuff at retail, just buy it. Just get a hold of it. You can open it at retail, to be honest. If you can find it at retail, open it, have fun. But I personally wouldn't open it. I wouldn't pay £250 for a booster box to open. That's me personally. I just wouldn't. I'm not going to open up my Destined Rivals. It's just not happening. So I think for me, it's like anything over retail, booster box wise, I probably wouldn't open myself. I would try and find different ways. Like I say, tins, collection boxes, whatever else, to have those sets in as well. But guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments about Mega Evo. Do you think it's worth it? Do you think it's too expensive? Do you agree with Twice Baked Jake? Do you agree with me? I want to know your thoughts down in the comments. And have you pre-ordered any of this? I've been fortunate that I did manage to get Mega Evo, but I've been unfortunate that I didn't get any Phantasmal Flame. So it is what it is. But I actually quite like Mega Evo. I do. Even though I'm not a huge fan of some of the Mega card designs, I think the SIRs and stuff they've done, the gold cards look pretty cool. Some really nice illustration rares. I think it's going to be a pretty good set. I think it's, in my opinion, I actually think it's better than Phantasmal Flames. I mean, I looked at Phantasmal Flames and I was like, cool, Charizard. Woohoo, it's a cool artwork, but that's about it. I think Mega Evo is actually better than Phantasmal Flames, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. But guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you watch more Pokemon content, make sure to click the video on the screen, and of course, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You guys are legends, and I'll see you in the next one.